Hi everybody, here's standard 7.4, ratios, proportions, and percents. Standard 7.4, I can find equivalent statements involving percents. Percent is a ratio that compares a number to 100. This makes it easy. You can write a percent as a fraction with a denominator of 100, which is pretty easy. Let's go back blue. So we're going to state here's 5%. We're going to write over 100. 5 over 100. Right? Simplest form says we divide them both by 5. It's going to give us 1/20th. Alright? 125, same thing. 125. We're going to write it as 125 over 100. And if I divide it by, let's see, I could try 5. 5 and 5. That gives me, let's see, 25 over 20. Let's divide again. It would make me 5 over 4. 5/4. And leave it like an improper fraction. Don't make it 1 and 1/4. 5/4 is the best answer. 72. Oh, sorry, I want to change my color here. 72 over 100. Let's see, divide by 2, divide by 2. That's going to give me 36 over 50. Do it again. Divide by 2, divide by 2. It's going to give me half of 36. Half of 36 would be 18 over 25. Let's see, 5 can go into 25. Can 5 go into 18? No. Doesn't end in 5 or 0, so 18/25. Alright? Hopefully by now those are pretty easy. But just literally, we're just writing the number over 100. Always over 100, regardless of the size of the number, over 100. Next page. To write percents as decimals, we're going to divide by 100 or move the decimal point 2 places to the left. This is easy. Remember, on here, our decimal point is here at the end. Didn't work. There we go, here at the end. So we're going to divide by 100. If I do 22 divided by 100, it'll make the same as this answer. I'm going to move it 2 to the left. 1, 2, so I have 0.22. If I take 22 divided by 100, I get this. This one, we're going to move over to 1, 2, gives me 6.254. Here, we're going to move it still 2 to the left. 1, 2, another 0, so I have 0.0004. Alright, always, for this one, always to the left. We start as a percent, goes to a decimal, we move it to the left. To write decimals as percents, we're going to multiply by 100 or move the decimal point 2 places again, but this time to the right. To the right. So move it 2. 1, 2. To the right leaves me 33.3, and then you have to put the percent sign on. If you do this work and don't put the percent sign on, it's wrong. Let's do it again. Here's 2. 1, 2, 175%. Remember, we're comparing this to 100, and that makes sense. This is more than 1, 1 being 100 in the world of percent, right? So 175% has to be more than 1, 1.75. That adds up, right? For 3, we want to convert this fraction into a decimal, right? And then from a decimal to a percent. So let's think about what we do. I'm going to do this in 2 different colors. I'll do the first stage in blue. So 46 divided by 200. I could do that in my calculator, or I could say I could take 2 out of both of these, and that gets me to 100 on the bottom. That's what I want, right? To go from a percentage to a fraction. I can do it that way so I know I can go back. So that makes 23 over 100, which is equivalent to 0.23 hundredths. And then now it's compared to 100, so I can move my decimal 2 spots over to get 23%. All right? 4 is going to be way harder. We're not going to find one that works for that. So we're just going to calculate it. 7 divided by 80 makes 0.87. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I misread that. Let's try it again. We'll go green. 0.0875. And I'm going to move it 2 spots to the right. 1, 2. That gives me 8.75%. Half have to have that percent sign on there. Otherwise, it's wrong. Right? So takeaway for this one, move it right to go from decimal to a percent. Go left if we go percent to decimal. All right? To compare numbers in different forms, we have to convert each number to a decimal. That's the easiest one to go from all of them, right? So let's do it. 2/5. Well, I can divide that. That's one way to do it. That gives me 0.4, so I'm going to write it as 0.4. First one, 0.4. 0.4. 53 decimals. Remember to move from a percent to a decimal. I'm going to move it 2 spots to the left. So 1, 2. That gives me, 1, 2. That gives me 0.53. Next, also a percent, 2 spots to the left. So 1, 2. That gives me 0.0122. And then 89 is already a decimal, so 0.89. We want to go from least to greatest after we get them all converted. You have to show me every line of work. So let's move them from least to greatest. We're going to start before the decimal. They're all zeros, so they're all in contention. Next after decimal, we have a 4, a 5, a 0, and an 8. We want to go from least to greatest, so we're going to start with that 0. So 0.0122. Then 0.4. Then 0.53. Then 0.89. All right. And then because we wanted to order these numbers and not these numbers, we have to convert them back. So we're going to have 1 point, I forgot myself for a second there. 1.22% to 2/5, 53%, and 0.89. All right, there's our final answer, but you need all of this work to show it to me. If you send me just this one, then I send it back. All right, homework. Here's your homework. Questions 1 through 12. You're going to go from percent to fraction in simplest form. Then, with the same numbers, you're going to go from percent to decimal. On the back, you're going to go from decimal or fraction to a percent. All right? So show percent sign. I got you. All right? Lastly, you have 3 of those organizational ones. All right? Show work. And by work, I mean you got to show me the converted. All right? Converted. All right? Thank you.